Hi, I'm John Harris, and I'm here at Chesapeake Light Craft in Annapolis, Maryland. It is the year 2025, and I'm going to take you on a tour and show you what's going on here. This is CLC's showroom. This is the oldest part of our factory. We moved into here in 1995. So what's that, 30 years. This was, for a while, the location of the shop where we actually cut kits. Now, of course, it's our showroom and has been like that for about 25 years. Okay, we're going to walk through the front offices of Chesapeake Light Craft. And more offices here. This was also a production area at one time, but now it's overhead. This is kind of showroom extension. We're teaching a class this week, so a lot of student class supplies are just hanging out here waiting to be used. Here's not the original Roadrunner, but one that belongs to a customer. And a PT-11 under construction, and about 20 sailboats worth of spars. And more offices over here. This is Ed, the boss, and he loves being on camera. What do you say, Ed? Some boats. Great. This is where I have been camped out for the last 25 years or so. This is my office. We are very concerned with fluid dynamics and lightweight things here at Chesapeake Light Craft. This is kind of the art room where we do graphics things, and it has to do with pretty pictures. Happens in here. Retail shipping here. Here's Russ shipping out packages on Friday afternoon. Peter, your package is on the way. Okay, now we're going to check out the classroom where we're building a bunch of boats this week. We have a lot of our bigger boats outside with their winter covers on. Teardrop camper hiding under its cover. Pocket ship still needs its cover because it was just out sailing. So I think they're receiving instruction right now, so we're just going to be quiet and look over their shoulders for a minute. We're going to walk through to the CNC room now. So into the day Friday, and it's actually kind of tools down back here and kind of quiet, which is just as well, because when this machine's running, you can't hear a thing back here. This is a CNC machine that we've had for, I guess, a bit over 10 years now. It's made by C.R. Onsrud in North Carolina. It was custom built for us. And it's a big one. What's neat about this machine is that we can fit 2 sheets of plywood, one at either end, so you can be loading or unloading one end while it's cutting at the other. It's actually quite a bit longer than that. I want to say it's on the order of about 24 feet. So we can and we have cut very long panels on this, as well as doing things like milling oars 3-dimensionally out of solid timber such as spruce. CNC machines are everywhere on YouTube these days, so everybody's probably seen a lot of these, but I'll give you a little tour of this machine. If you want to know what actually is the pointy end of it, it's right here. It's still warm from running all day. There's a cutter. That's just a little 1/8" milling bit used to cut out these model boats. These look like they're Bevan skiff models, actually. So it's actually basically a router. If you can call the router, here's the machine right here. They call it a spindle technically, and it was made in Italy. I don't have any idea how much it cost, but probably as much as a pretty nice car. And it takes 2 people to pick it up and put it on there. Obviously, we make a lot of dust, so a lot of thought goes into the dust collection. So you've got kind of this brush gadget here that lowers and protects people from chips flying or broken bits. That happens too. And then the dust goes into a big cyclone over there. Also, like many machines these days, we have a tool changer. So throughout the day, even within individual cutting files, the machine will change bits depending on what it needs to do. So for example, there's a 1/16" drill bit, which for all the stitch and glue folks, that's going to be drilling all the holes for the stitches. There's a V-cut bit, so that's going to be for something like engraving lettering. There's a larger V-cut bit. There's a really big 1/2" end mill bit, so that's for cutting thick stuff or for 3D cutting. The more typical 1/4" bit we use there. A couple of different styles. That's a single spiral carbide bit there. The machine eats bits all day long. You know, that glue in the marine plywood is abrasive, so the bit has to be changed frequently. Not just because it gets dull, but because as the bit dulls, it loses diameter. And so your parts will get slightly bigger, which means that things like puzzle joints will stop fitting. So we have to change the bit often, and no, we can't sharpen those and reuse them. So there's a huge recycling stack of carbide bits just over there. We have not 1, but 2 air conditioners on this machine. This air conditioner right here, just like a window unit or something like that, is cooling the brains of the machine, and most especially the servo motors that move it around. They're all in this gigantic gantry here. A big deal is keeping whatever you're cutting flat on the table while you're cutting it, and certainly not sliding around. And that is accomplished by pulling air through this particle board. This is uncintered, so it's actually porous. You can draw enough air through there that when there's a 4x8 sheet of plywood, 10 people couldn't drag that sheet of plywood off. The vacuum grid for the table is actually run through these manifolds so that if you're cutting over here, then it's going to concentrate the vacuum pressure down here. It doesn't have to keep the whole table under negative pressure all the time. All of this vacuuming is done with this huge German-made vacuum. I think it was $30,000 or something like that. But one of the most expensive parts was hooking it up to the electrical grid here in the building because it draws something like 100 amps at 440 volts. So I remember just the piece of copper. It's up there. Comes down to here. It was like this. It was like $1,800 just in copper wire. So the things you don't think about when you need a CNC machine. But anyway, so this is pulling through the table and keeping the plywood from moving around. A lot of the CNC machines operations are performed using compressed air instead of servos. So we have to have really good compressed air. And the problem, as anyone who's ever played around with a compressor knows, is that you can get condensation into an air system, which will then ruin all the little actuators and things. So there's an air conditioner here that is drying the compressed air that's coming out of the machine, and a fairly ordinary, though large, air compressor is hiding under the stairs over there. The dust collector is pretty good. I mean, you'll notice this place isn't crazy dusty, but like if you need to clean the table off, big vacuum. This is where we handle all of the hardware for our boat kits. It requires a terrifying number and variety of fasteners to run a build-your-own-boat kit company. So we have more stuff up here than a lot of marine stores, marine fastener kind of outfits actually have. So fasteners of every description. Stainless steel, bronze, brass, everything from sailboat rigging wire and swaging machines to a table here that we use for measuring fiberglass for fiberglass packages. Since we do stitch and glue boats, there's the business. 25-foot rolls of 18-gauge copper wire. Okay, this is CLC's wood milling shop. If it has to do with solid timber as opposed to plywood, which we use the CNC machine for mostly, it happens in here. Okay, I'm going to give you a tour of the back lot at CLC. Just kind of like the movie studio back lot. It's all the old boats that we maybe are working on or not working on. Come on in. Everyone will recognize this, of course. This is our replica Gislinga boat. This one was cut on the CNC machine, built stitch and glue style with marine plywood and epoxy, and we've had a lot of fun with this boat. What exactly it's for? Just for having fun, that's all I can say. Now, what do we have in here? Hopefully there's enough light. This looks like Dudley Dick's paper jet. I believe it belongs to one of my colleagues who has been building it for a while. There's a prototype for a cruising dinghy down there, somebody's kayak. Here's a prototype for a Norwegian-style fairing, about 20 feet long. I've been working on that one for about 20 years now. This is somewhat notoriously John's tent. Here's a mirror dinghy from the 1970s that was restored basically to new condition here at CLC. This is a beautiful little tender built in the early 1980s, I believe by John Johansson in Maine. A skin boat project we're working on with Nick Shada. That's only been 10, 15 years. This is a traditionally built William Atkin skiff that was built in a class here, and it's one of my favorite pulling boats that I designed and built for myself a long time ago. I believe this is Eastport Pram hull number 1, which is pushing 30 years old at this point. It's just waiting for a friendly restoration at this point. This is windmill class sloop number 5400. I built this when I was a freshman in college. I think that's 1991. I'll let you do all the math on that. A very, very lightweight racing dinghy in which I had a tremendous amount of fun over the years. It actually has a Bubinga veneer on the sides of the hull, put on by my colleague Joey Schott at one time. That was way back when I was already completely crazy about boats. This was some of the early evidence. I'm still here building boats. So hope you enjoyed the tour. Come and visit us here in Annapolis at our shop. We'd love to show you around. Meanwhile, hope you enjoyed the video.